Alright, welcome along to a new episode. We're going to be talking about the art of communication. In this one, I'm going to give you some strategies for success. Alright, so first up in this one, active listening. Pay attention to the speaker, show interest, and provide feedback to demonstrate that you're engaged in the conversation. Number 2 is clear and concise language. Use simple and direct language to ensure your message is easily understood by other people. Number 3 is body language. Pay attention to your own body language, facial expressions, and gestures to convey confidence and openness. Number 4 is empathy. Always put yourself in the other person's shoes to understand their perspective and respond with empathy. Number 5 is to ask questions. Encourage dialogue by asking open-ended questions to gather more information and show interest in the other person's thoughts. Number 6 is to practice constructive feedback. Provide feedback in a constructive and non-judgmental manner to foster growth and improvement. 7 is to be mindful of your tone. Pay attention to your tone of voice and ensure it matches the message that you're trying to convey to other people. Number 8 is to adapt to your audience. Tailor your communication style to suit the preferences and needs of your audience to enhance understanding and engagement. 9 is to practice assertiveness. Communicate your thoughts and opinions with confidence while respecting the viewpoints of others. And number 10 is to practice. Effective communication is a skill that can be improved with practice. So take every opportunity to hone your communication skills in various settings. So there's some tips on how to master the art of communication. Something a lot of us need to work on, myself included. I am not fantastic at it. On a one-to-one basis, I'm fairly good, but by nature, I'm a bit of an introvert. So, communication is not something that I'm struggling with really, but I can be uncomfortable at times. At this point, audiences and a big number of people would be an absolute nightmare for me. I would freak out in that situation. I've done it a few times and it has gone okay, but the nerves were very much present. And you'll see me in the videos the odd time you'd hear like between words, sort of tripping over myself, and that happened quite a lot in a live environment where I was putting something forward. Great example of that was my short film Conclusions. I took it about a few different places that deal with mental health charities and such. We showed the film live there. I had to get up and introduce, there you go, there was an in the middle of that. I had to get up to introduce the film, give it a little intro, and then talk about it a little bit afterwards and take a bit of a Q&A in a couple of the scenarios. And it wasn't the most comfortable experience, but having said that, at this point I have done it on 4 separate occasions. Well, twice in the one night. Originally there was 2 short films that I had directed at the same time, directed and edited. There was Conclusions, there was another little one called Weapon of Choice, which is technically not one of my own, which is why it's not included in my catalogue on coinsagemedia.com. But at the opening night of it, well, when I say opening night, it was like a showing for people that was interested, like cast and crew members and that sort of thing. Everybody was there. So me being the director had to get up for the other film, introduce it, and then my own film Conclusions, introduce it as well. Wasn't too bad that night because I knew a lot of the people in the audience, but the charity times, the 2 events that I did there were very, very stressful. The communication wasn't as good as I would have hoped, wouldn't have been as comfortable as I hoped. So something I really need to work on too. But it's these tips right here that I've shared with you in this episode are really ones that I am keeping in my back pocket. Like, I have actually copied and pasted these notes into my notes app on my iPhone just so I can look at them every once in a while if I'm in the scenario where I need to communicate, especially in a crowded environment, such as, putting the film on the big screen or something for somebody. But yeah, a lot of us have that problem, and you know, I'm just using an example for myself at this point in my life, but it can be anything from relationships, marriages in particular. When communication breaks down there, you're in huge trouble. Trust me, I know about that as well. Work environment, if you're not communicating properly, that can lead to major problems. And even in family life, if you're not communicating well with the people around you, brothers, sisters, nephews, nieces, whatever it may be, um, you know, it's just, you can't expect people to know what's going on in your head, so you need to get good at communicating. So hopefully these helped you. They've definitely helped me, and that's going to do it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Please hit a like on it, share it along, do all good social media stuff. Check out the website Coins Out Media for everything else that I'm doing. Stay safe. I will talk to you in the next episode.